Have comic speculators hit peak boredom or peak desperation? That is the question we're here to answer today, people. So let's get into it. This is about first appearances and the debate. First appearances, cameo appearances, all of that, full appearances. We're gonna get into it because this is become absolute insanity. Now, like years past, it would have just been easily. You could say first appearance, boom. But then people started to get into first cover appearance, cameo appearance, first full appearance. And I also want to connect this with the recent kind of uptick with comic trading cards activity, because I feel like they've hit that as well. Everybody wants to go into all this Deadpool stuff, so now all those copies, all those polybag copies of X-Force #1 with the Deadpool trading card in it, and everybody's trying to get them graded and digging through all their old ratty comic cards and trying to see if they can score big on them. No, spoiler alert, you're not going to. Most of your cards are probably in trash condition, and who even knows how many cards there are. Like, there are sets that got packaged with Toy Biz action figures, because I have a bunch of those from my Toy Biz collection, Toy Biz action figure collection. And then when I was a kid, and then when I got back into collecting the figures later on, there are tons of those cards out there. And what great enough you get, you go send it in and get them submitted, maybe they'll count. So I feel like that's why I wanted to kind of tie that in, because it's all kind of connected. And then I feel the timing of this all it's all connected with that as well, because we're in a pandemic and people are just looking for new shit. Sometimes it's just for a new hobby, just something to do, but also people are looking for more ways to score money in these crazy times that we're in. So why I say peak boredom or peak desperation is because we're in this age now where speculation is high. It's probably at its highest. Like, the 90s had nothing on this because of the amount of other, like, adapted media from comic books, TV shows, video games, and, well, not so much the video games, but TV shows and the movies. They're all huge. You have these huge cinematic universes, all these extended universes from, like, the Arrowverse, MCU, DCEU, and not so much the animated stuff, but those at least, like, they're huge, and you're always talking about, oh, so when characters get introduced or something, a new title is announced, series, a movie, everybody's, oh, this person, this and that. And then if there's something mentioned, you got all the stuff with WandaVision, which I haven't watched, but a lot of stuff has been mentioned there, and people are going through, digging through back issues, finding new keys. So every other week, every month, a new key pops up, and then it doesn't help. All those apps out there, all those collecting apps that everybody kind of buy into, that are focused on all the big keys, first appearances, and all these major other events, not comic events, in comic books. So that's all huge. So it's always just new shit, something new. So then it's like, all right, now everybody's just digging to find new keys. All of a sudden it's going to be so-and-so issue of Amazing whatever the hell, number 57. Oh, this person with brown hair who's wearing a blue jacket, they're back. Oh, this is their first appearance here, but oh wait, they were on the cover of some other tie-in issue to some random non-essential ass issue. So what are we doing? We're just constantly digging, and part of it, I think, is because all these other major keys that have been just part of the natural flow of storytelling from the Golden Age, Silver Age, and even through the Bronze Age, which, like, besides them, I think they were just having absolute fun, just making comics. Those first appearances, when those were done back then, that was just what it was. The collectability of everything and the speculation didn't exist. Well, some of the collectability did, but it was just all right, here's a new character, like, they're here. A lot of times now, like, the word gets out, and then you have all these issues. They're facing ethical issues with shops and how they handle release day issues. Like, all right, this title that just hit the shelf, cover price $3.99, $4.99. Some shops are bumping them up $10, $15 because of the speculation. And there are ethical issues with that. And like a lot of us say on YouTube, hey, like, handle that how you want to. You can buy into that if you go into a shop and they're upcharging for this new hot issue for however long that's gonna last. Like, you can either buy into it and pay that, or you can, step away and I'm good. Like, I'm not gonna buy into that. Like, even with like TNT New Ronin shop. That was nothing. It's just this mini series. Like that's not gonna be much of anything in a few years, or even if that. Especially with how long they're coming out in between issues. But shops were charging $25-$30 for that on the day it dropped, the day after. Why? Like it's brand new comic. There's nothing about it. And even just stuff with first appearances, new first appearances popping up. Catwoman 23, for example. What about that? Like what about the first appearance in this book? It was like, all right, this new character, I forgot her name, but all of a sudden, like this book sold out, and that was not that long ago. Where's the longevity? Like things shouldn't just start rising just because of a new character. Because I mean, anytime you have a character, like everybody's gonna have a first appearance, so is every book just gonna spike just for the hell of it? We don't even know. Some of these characters might not even get used for 5-10 years. Who even knows? A couple years, and it'll just be a dust in the, I don't know, in the cosmic flow of things, the cosmic comic book universe. Who even knows? But the real gist and why I was kind of laughing about this, and like what really sparked this was, it's a conversation that's been going on for a while. But I always think about this one and the idea of first appearances and what really counts as a first appearance. And we have the first cameo appearances like Wolverine. I think Wolverine and Taskmaster are two prime examples. Incredible Hulk 180, Avengers 195. But the following issues, 181 and 196, respectively, are big cover appearances and cool fancy covers. But the previous issues are kind of like, those covers aren't really outstanding at all, just pretty unremarkable. So I think that's what really kind of pushed it at some point. And it was like, oh, you know what, this cover. But I feel just like the way the comic book community has gone, there's no turning back from this. This is an absolute point of no return. Because I figure it's all about the story appearance. All this goofy shit was, oh, well, this character appeared in the ad in some other nondescript book. Why? Why is that important? Who cares? Oh, this character appeared in the artist's notebook in high school fucking 40 years ago. Who gives a shit? It has nothing to do with the story. They could have drawn the character in a book and it, like, what if we never saw it? Like, who cares? Like, you just have it, could have just thrown the book out after you graduate high school or whatever the hell. Who cares? Could have got burned. Nobody would care. So a character appearing in an ad in some other book, it has nothing to do. It could just be, there's lots of characters people, like artists, use who don't even have a story but are like cool design. But I guess I don't even know, like, just what's the emphasis behind that? Like, why? Like, okay, they appeared in an ad, but it has no relevance to who they are. So I feel it should be based on if they appear in the story, if they appear in a panel, and then like Wolverine, I think Taskmaster does as well. I don't have 195 yet, but Wolverine or Incredible Hulk 180 should be counted as that first appearance. If he's in a panel, which he was, I feel like it was anyway. I feel like I've seen the panel, and maybe I'll overlay an image of it, but he should appear in the panel on the last panel on the page, last page. So like Wolverine, like, hey, that's him right there. That's his first appearance. He's right there. It shouldn't be, oh, he's in 13% of a book. Oh, it doesn't count. Or he's in this many panels on this many pages. Oh, then that should absolutely count as first appearance. No, if he's there. Now, if you're talking about, oh, you can see this character's glove in the background reaching for something. And oh, that doesn't, like, okay, yeah, I get that. That won't count. Like his glove, like a character's glove, her boot, who cares? Like that type of thing. But if you see them and maybe if they say anything, that's absolutely should be the first appearance. But the point I made about the point on return, the 181 and Hulk 181 and Avengers 196, those cover appearances, like just those, because those covers are like, everybody has those ingrained in their mind. Like when they see those, like they're instantly on, everybody's on alert, like boom, boom, boom. Like I see that cover, like you know what that book is. And we're just so ingrained in that. It is, like, again, I'll stress this, absolute point of no return. Like there's no turning back the wheels in that. Like comic book industry is in full swing on this. And it just sucks that it's kind of gone that way because it doesn't even matter. And I feel like a lot of things, people are just trying to push to find new keys. Like, all right, to make sense of the books they have in their collection and to just trying to push pushing agenda sounds, what's the word I'm looking for? Shit, I don't know. But it just sounds really more extravagant than it needs to be for the point I'm trying to make. So it just, absolutely, just what are we doing? Seriously, like, are we just scraping the barrel, like, just to try to get into speculation, and every single thing, every single, like, moment, every word has to hint at something, so all these random books are spiking, and then, like, and it's just this whole cycle again, the speculation. People have, like, this group of collectors have these books that's hot, and this other group of collectors has, or wants that book. So then they're selling the book. Now this group has them, and then they're going to look to sell them to somebody else. It's just the same books and the same money just circulating between different collectors in the community, and it's kind of funny to me. But again, the whole emphasis, like the spark of this video was just the idea of the ad, and like, what are we? Is this like, this is where we come? Like, after everything we saw in the 90s, and that was just about a whole lot. It wasn't even just first appearances, but that was just the style of everything, like as far as like cover work, a lot of stuff with covers and variants and die cut and glossy and shiny shit. Oh, shiny object syndrome. So that just sparked a lot of people, and there's a lot of issues. I don't think variants were the full cause of the crash. There was a lot of stuff, just bad business on a lot of people's hands, a lot of people's parts. But again, I just want to put this out there, just question for you, and just see what people thought of this, because it's getting absolutely insane. Like, what are we talking? And people with their top 10 lists and keys, like, none of you guys are even doing, like, it's absolutely insane. So this is also serves as a warning to newer collectors, and especially younger collectors. If you're stepping into comics now as a collector, a reader, and if you want to get into like reselling, well, then it's probably different for you. But like, if you're into reading and collecting, be aware of this type of stuff, like top 10 lists, because this stuff it's not as aggregated as the right word, as people want to relate, like make it seem. I don't know why I put air quotes there, but it's not. It's just, sometimes I feel like some of these people are pushing lists, are pushing an agenda to kind of steer people towards a certain goal, and they have their own end game in mind, whatever reason. I'm not gonna get into that, like who or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, I see this stuff, and I usually try not to get into it because I don't feel like it serves a purpose, and it does more harm than good, I think, grand scheme of things in the comic book community, especially with YouTube. So I just want to like warn you, when you see this type of stuff, like, be careful, and like, you don't have to just take my word for it. I gain nothing from whether you like get sucked into all this deep or you just kind of gloss over. Like, go check it out. There are lots of other people saying the same thing. Just be careful, because what does any of that even mean? And yeah, I just want to put this out there. Let me know your thoughts on just the idea of all these first appearances and the sources, first appearance, cameo appearances, cover appearances, and just look at the differences in value between different books, like 180, 181, 195, 196 for Incredible Hulk and Avengers, respectively. Just let me know your thoughts, because I'm curious about what everybody thinks. I just think it's just kind of insane that this is going. Again, this is not a new conversation. It's just something that has gone on for a while, and I just figured it was kind of timely, considering the spike with the trading card stuff in that community and how closely it's tied to comics, because it is directly connected to comics. So I just wanted to kind of put that on. Oh, you know, it's timely and just something I think about. And I think about people just harping on first appearances and ads and being like, oh, that's a big major thing. No, shut up. It shouldn't be. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, what are we doing here? Seriously, what are we doing, people? But yeah, so drop your thoughts in the comments below. Happy reading, happy hunting, happy collecting. This is GENOTHADRAGON. Thanks for watching, and peace out.